All right, traders, it is the 19th of July, 2017. My name is Jameson. We are looking at a daily vertical bar chart of Frac, F-R-A-C here. The technicals are pretty bullish here. The stow, I like to actually see it pull back and give us a higher low to actually buy and trade that upward momentum that's there. Otherwise, it just reflects that momentum slowing. The RSI is in a neutral to bullish position here, certainly in a position that if it were to break out or go any higher, we'd have a breakout there. So I do like that. But more importantly is we do have some nice broadening base that's present here. So, and we're just kind of oscillating around the 50-day simple moving average. There's nothing really bearish that's here. So that looks like we have a preliminary support defined by this kind of whole area here. So you can see that there's an IPO, then prices decline, and there's a bounce here, and then we kind of wash out and consolidate. So I think this first little dead cat bounce that's here, this is our preliminary support. This is an important area that we're going to trade around. We're going to test this a few more times. And then we have our selling climax. We can see that here. Looks like there's an increase in volume. Here's our automatic reaction, secondary test. We attempt to rally higher and we wash that out. But during this washout here, we can look, there's not a lot of supply. And then it quickly reverses and we back test it. So we confirm this washout as support here. We were kind of back testing this spring. We rally above the 200-day simple moving average. There's a good volume here with increased ease. So we're starting to see some buyers. And then we kind of slowly break down here, narrowing price spreads. Supply's having a difficult time overcoming demand. That's what we see here in this phase B, the accumulation of supply. Attempt to rally away, it's too early, break back down, and then we find buyers again. And then now it looks like, and what I've tried to draw is that we have this major resistance. That's this creek, right? Well, on a lower time frame here, I try to draw a little minor creek. It's very difficult to just kind of arbitrarily kind of assign the basic principles here of phase A, B, C, D, and E, going from a stopping action, accumulation of supply, last test of supply. Last test of supply is always incredibly difficult to nail. And then we have a breakout higher, that would be our markup inside the range, and then we break up higher, that's our markup outside the range into these upper objectives. So currently the amount of time spent in consolidation gives us a $21 and $24 price objective. If you look at a point and figure chart, I use the one box reversal, one box size. And the first reaction is to count all these and say, wow, I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, $12 cause. 12 is 15, like what an awesome price target. But I think it's let's be a little bit more conservative. We have some selling climax here. So if we just take this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 plus that 15 is $21 price target. And then if we're a little bit more liberal, we can count these through here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and the 15 would give us that $24 price target. And I think that's pretty reasonable. So as we come back down here, I think that the character at which that we rallied through the 50-day simple moving average on a lot of volume here is why I drew this smaller resistance here, this minor creek, because when we rally with increased ease of upward movement through level resistance, which I would say is this 50-day simple moving average on expanding volume, that is very characteristic of jumping through the creek, and I think that's what we've done, and that's why I've labeled this as a minor creek and then a major creek. So here's our minor jump across the creek, which would then put this at a sign of strength, right? A minor sign of strength. A major sign of strength would put us through this larger term level of resistance that's here. And then we back tested it. Here's our minor back up to the edge of the creek here, and then we're trying to rally through here. So I think that this lower time frame markup that's happening, because this would be a markup inside the range. This would put us at phase C, and then we'll mark up inside the range would be phase D, and then we'll mark up outside the range. And that would give us our sign of strength here on a larger time frame, and then we would back up and we test this level, confirm it as support, and then we rally in this upper objective. So it's very difficult to time your entries here, but I think the theme is that we're seeing accumulation, so that one, we can take smaller positions, and as it breaks down and back tests this 50-day simple moving average, we can increase our exposure because we are cognizant that it looks like this is accumulation and not redistribution. So I'm very bullish here on Frac. Now that said, there's two different schematics for accumulation. One is that we mark up and then we just back test and then we rally. But The second schematic is that there's a terminal shakeout, and coincidentally that washes out lows and tests this area here. So that's very dangerous. So I'm very bullish about the 50-day simple moving average. I would be very mature and disciplined on if you're building a position here, and if it breaks this level, I would just get stopped out. And if we find support and we have a higher low right here, right, because we have a nice bullish ascending channel that's forming. If 14 holds, I would certainly enter a position there. But if we do break down and then we don't go lower and then we rally above that level, that is a very strong sign. That's our terminal shakeout. That is you buy that. And then we would remeasure the objectives and we'd probably have a higher price target. But as it stands now, our bullish price projections are $21 and $24. It looks like we're starting to see some positive relative strength relative to the market and to the index. Sector staying flat and the index is starting to see some participation. So conditions exists that Frac may actually be a good trade. Take some time, take a look at it. I think this is an attractive trade. Good job.